Hey guys, Zach of just here in today's 000webhost.com tutorial. I'm going to show you how to install my BB. The current version is 1.6, and a couple of people, things on the forum, how do I install this? And I didn't really see any videos around, so I thought I'd do one. First of all, you want to go to mybb.com, and it has the information about it, features, etc., and just some main features here about the plugin system, the administration system, and how easy it is to use. It really is easy to use. You want to go downloads, and we want to download. I'm taking this file here, which is the core packages to get your bulletin board. There's a download and merge system. There's the translation. There's plugins. There's themes, of course. So we're going to go download here. The file size is 1.84 megabytes, which is small, and hopefully this will open up. So we're going to just dump this on the desktop like always. Hit OK, and hopefully at some point, and voila, that is done. So we jump down to our desktop. Open it up, and we have our documentation and our upload. So as far as I know, when it comes to things, let's get installed here. See what this opens up and what it will tell us to do. This is a document.html file, so it should just open up with Google Chrome. So all we have to do is upload the entire upload directory. I do not believe we have to make changes to the settings here, because you don't normally need to. Of course, you obviously need a database. So first of all, let's do what it says and jump out of here. Minus that a second. Drag you onto the desktop. And that'll chuck through 5 megabytes of files. It's a weird setup system. Normally you just, upload all of it, drag it onto the desktop. It's just a picture of the bulletin board, which is good anyway, and you're all good to go. But in this one, it's upload that file. It's reasonable, Obviously, there's a license agreement you can read through, but you don't know what to do. Don't rip off its own software, and they have whichever Creative Commons will be, and etc. Alright, so that's extracted. Just going to jump in here. Alt, right click. Just because I'm using 7-zip, this makes things up. So we're going to go as a thingy here, and we're going to stay to background so it'll be faster. And that'll look there. And somewhere down here there'll be that. So we want to switch over back to your browser of choice. Go here, log into your domain, obviously. Go file manager. Go into the index public _ HTML folder. Hit upload. Hit here. You want to go to your desktop. It's taking a little while. You're going to the upload folder, which you just normally do, and then you want to go upload again and find the zip. So you can do it over here. That, and that will do it reasonably quickly, we hope. 25% done. Come on, why are you being so slow? It seems my net is ridiculously slow at the moment. Not for uploading videos, but uploading and downloading files, mainly. I mean, normally, something with a megabyte. But, you live with it. And that's obviously the server's now extracting it. For some reason it always gives that error, just ignore it. They haven't turned their, obviously, stopped error messages. It probably shouldn't do that error, but it does. And I don't know why. And just to speed things up, I'm going to... This all should be... Wait a minute, 1 minute. All our folders are now on the main directory, which was probably a flaw because there's already other things installed in here. But for you, for anybody else who's just trying to store at the main root, that would work fine. And we now get this message, which is an internal error saying it's not confined and the config has been renamed. So we're going to jump back over to our documentation, and I think we have to rename a config.default.php to config, and it's going to tell us where it is. Include, apparently. It's nice for software not to tell us straight away, so we want to go go in here, just their version of saying include, just makes it shorter, otherwise people always jump to the include default as the default thing. There's the file we want, so we want to go tick, and jump back up to rename. Obviously depending on what client you're using, it will be easier or harder, so we rename that. Let's see, we can refresh the page here. Of course it still gives us our error, which is odd. So now what we have to do, sorry this is a bit new to me as well. So now we need to, renamed our files. We need to go /install. I'm sorry if it's taking a bit long. It is new to me, the whole system, and it will check requirements, configure the database, create database tables, and do the default things. And we can set it to send anonymous stats to your server, their server, about the group, which we're going to turn off. This thingy. Now have the license agreement, which is, as I said before, it's a general public license about the software. You probably don't need to really read through it, but I would, for just this tutorial, we're not going to read through it, we're going to skip over it. It does the requirements check that it can upload directories, files, etc., cache, directories writable, etc. Things are writable, configs writable, and the PHP version, which is a bit out of date, and the versions of database supported. So we're going to run next. And this is where obviously it'll give us our databases, which I have forgotten to create. So we're going to jump over to MySQL here and going to create, let's go 1 and 2 like I always do because I'm lazy. Put our password, jump back over here, and it wants us, doesn't really matter for that, we're just going to go to MySQL. Obviously you've got to remember it is not localhost, it will be a MySQL something, the number, and then 000webhost.com. The database username, again, which will be your account name, and then whatever you've chosen to be at the end, and then password, which only asks you once, which is unusual, and then you have the database prefix, which you can change if you want to install multiple versions of this in one database, which for this we don't need to. We can also leave that as it is, and go next. Have I put them in the right way around? Have I done it wrong? Yes, I've done it the wrong way around. I put the date. See, that's mistakes that we all make, and some reason they are lost. So there you are. Just make sure you get the date space and the username the right way around. Just some things. And here we are. It's now going to ask me for a password because the password box, as you saw before, stupid Google Chrome, and you know it's created all the tables, which I do recommend. I mean, it says it's done it there, and it probably has. But I always go through and check said things, so hopefully, although it does normally take a minute for the PHP admin to work, should work more or less straight away. I've never had a problem with it taking a minute, and there are all our tables, so it did work. I've had software before that says it's done that and it hasn't, so let's jump back down and go next. And the default data has been successfully installed into the database. Click next to insert default myBB and database set. So we go next, and it will do the same thing. And then for theme, next, and board configuration, we're just going to go forums test, say your website, etc. Just delete those as it is, and contact email. We'll just blank that out because obviously it's not admin at that host. Don't know where it got that from really. So we're going to go next. You need a username and password to log in, which is obviously going to be my test detail password because this won't exist after this, so it doesn't matter. And an email address, we're just going to go info. It's going to send me an email, so we're going to go info@echo4.2.uphero.com. Obviously, contact me in that address as well, so we're going to go next here as well. Copy of email accessible. Make sure to subscribe to my email updates, obviously don't have to do that. And that is done. It doesn't give you a link back. Oh, it does give you. So we can go either here. We can go straight to our forum. We've got forums test, and it'll give you the default theme. It's quite nice. Also, you can add new skins, which is so much easier on this than some other softwares, forum softwares. And we have this as well. And it'll give us our login details. We'll go admin, just to give you a quick preview of what it's going to look like when you've installed it. And and voila, and finished. And it's going to ask me a password again. Stop doing that, Google Chrome. And it's got the default things: server load, version, etc. Forums, posts, templates, and styles, and things like that. You can upload ones, create new ones, import ones, which is so much easier than some of the things you have to upload into the through this. Anyway, so that was how to install sorry, I'm going to keep saying PHP VB, which is not a bit different piece of software. My BB, which is my bulletin board. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you around.